So today we are going to learn about the reaction mechanism. So we are starting the reaction mechanisms, and in the reaction mechanism we are starting from the introduction and the concept part basically. So if I'm talking about the introduction as well as the concept of reaction mechanism, so how should we are going to proceed? So first of all, you should know about the reaction mechanisms, about some basics of reaction mechanisms. Like you have to proceed with the reactions. If I'm saying like you have to proceed with the reactions, and if you're proceeding with the reactions basically, then you have to know the like directions of arrows. You should know about the lone pairs. You should know each and everything about the reagents, that is written on the arrow. You should know about the reactants that are present in the reaction. You should know about every little things, so that you can able to plot the reaction mechanism of your own. Because after the higher educations, you have to do your own research, and in that you have to create your own mechanisms. So for that, the basics of reaction mechanism is most important. In exam point of view, you have the reactions, you have the reactant with you, you have the reagent with you, and from that you have to plot the reaction mechanisms and take the correct answer. So for that, first of all, you should know about some basics and some short tricks I can say, and some miscellaneous examples of reactions. So we are going to start with the acid base reaction. So what happens in an acid base reaction? We have a base with us, that is OH minus. So if I'm talking about OH minus, it means we have a base. How I'm saying like NaOH is a base. We all have studied in our school classes basically about the sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide. These all are bases. Why these all are bases? Because there is a positive charge and negative charge. How the NaOH breaks in water. So that's why we have written like it's break like Na positive and OH minus. So we break like this. NaOH in the presence of water breaks Na positive and OH negative. So how we are going to proceed these things? Like we are first of all doing the breaking in the presence of water. That's why we have written like that sodium positive and OH minus, because it's a interactions between positive and negative charges. So in this, OH minus is a base because this particular OH minus always tends to accept the hydrogen. So that's why this is a base. OH minus in the NaOH, or you can say NaOH acts as a base because this ion, OH minus ion, acts as a base. So if the OH minus ion acts as a base, so that's why it will going to abstract the most acidic hydrogen. So now the concept of acidic hydrogen you should know. Acidic hydrogens are those hydrogens which are present in the close vicinity of electron withdrawing group. So is there any hydrogen which are present in the close vicinity of hydrogen withdrawing groups? So sulfur is a good electron withdrawing group, and the H present in this SH bond is very acidic because the hydrogen is present in the close vicinity of the electron withdrawing group. So hydrogen is taken by OH minus and there is a negative charge. This negative charge is neutralized by the presence of Na positive, so that the neutral bond is formed. So what's happening in a bond? There is a positive charge and there is a negative charge. So how we are going to make a particular bond? Positive and negative combines and forms the bond. So there is written like SNA. So how we can write this particular thing is like S negative and Na positive. So we can write like these also. And the formation of H2. So this is the acid base reaction, and acid base reaction is the fastest reaction in the organic chemistry. Acid base reactions are the fastest reactions in the organic chemistry. So what I am saying, in the acid base reaction and in the addition reaction. Now this is acid base reaction that we have studied. Next is the addition reaction. So you have to compare the difference, like how the acid base reaction is different from the addition reaction. So in this addition reaction we have hydrogen bromide, and in this particular addition reaction we have a 4 carbon atom structure. So the longest chain is the parent chain having the 4 carbon atoms. HBr is our reagent. So we have to add HBr. So how we are going to add? Like this particular pi bond is going to break. So in general, like how pi bond is going to break? Like there is attack of this bond, so that's the pi bond breaks. So if we have a double bond, just consider if we have a double bond, so how this particular bond is going to cleave? Sigma bond is remain as it is. So one carbon requires the positive charge and other carbon requires the negative charge. So basically in this way the pi bond is going to break. So if the pi bond is breaking in this way, like the pi bond is breaking where one carbon atom acquires a positive charge and one carbon atom acquires a negative charge. So in HBr, so H is positive and Br is negative, so H is positive and Br is negative. That's why how the things break, like with the carbon with the positive charge Br will connect, and with the carbon that is having the negative charge hydrogen is going to connect. So how this particular interaction will happen, positive negative interaction is going to happen. So which carbon is more stable in the form of carbocation? So tertiary carbocation is the most stable. So try to form the tertiary carbocation, attach the Br on that position. Now consider, this carbon is tertiary carbocation, this carbon is secondary carbocation, sorry. So this carbon is a secondary carbocation, there is no tertiary carbocation here. So secondary carbocation is more stable as compared to primary. So this particular carbon acquires the positive charge and this carbon acquires the negative charge. And if this particular carbon acquires the positive charge and this carbon acquires the negative charge, so this particular positive carbon center usually contains the bromine bond, carbon bromine bond, and the carbon with the negative charge acquires a CH bond, new CH bond. So there is new CBr bond and there is the new CH bond. So this is the addition reaction. So you should know how you are going to distinguish between acid base and the addition reactions. Now, substitution and elimination. If I'm talking about substitution reaction and the elimination reaction, so how you are going to proceed about these things? So substitution reactions are those reactions in which you have to substitute the good better living group with the best group. So how it's going to happen? So in this particular substitution reaction we have Br. This Br is replaced by cyanide. How I am saying that we have a sodium cyanide. We have sodium cyanide as our reagent, Na positive and Ca negative. So if we have the cyanide, that particular cyanide is present. So CBr bond. So if we have a CBr, Br is a very good living group. Good living group in the sense it's a very electron withdrawing group, and the sigma star of the CBr bond is very much active to take the lone pairs. So the lone pairs of the cyanide will go to the sigma star of the CBr and the bond breaks and we are going to get this product. So what's the proper mechanism of the substitution reaction which comes in SN1 mechanism, which comes in SN2 mechanism, and which comes in SNI mechanism? So in these all reactions SN1, SN2 and SNI, we are going to learn about the substitution reactions. But here what you have to do is, here you have to consider that the cyanide, so any bond with a very good living group, for example bromine, fluorine, chlorine, oxygen, these all are very good oxygen, basically oxygen rich very good living groups are H2O. So H2 is also very good living group because as the H2 removes from any compound, it's neutral, and the compounds which leaves from the reagent or the reactant is neutral, that are the most stable living groups. So CBr is a sigma bond. So the sigma bond of CBr, every sigma bond has a sigma star. Every sigma bond has a sigma star. So the sigma star of CBr bond accepts the electron density from the cyanide and this CBr bond breaks. So that's why there is a substitution reaction. And in the elimination reaction we have different types of elimination reaction, E1, E2 and E1CB. So we have three types of elimination reaction, that is the E1 elimination reaction, E2 elimination reaction, and third is the E1CB elimination reaction. So how we are going to proceed here is, in the elimination reaction we have sodium OCH2 CH3 minus. So we have an ion. So we have an ion with us. And this ion, how the elimination will happen? Elimination means the removal of the groups. Elimination means we are doing the removal of groups. So if I am doing the removal of the groups, how I am going to proceed is, from one point Br is removed and some other point hydrogen is removed. So that's why there is a removal of HBr, but HBr leaves in such a way that it combines with two different things. So in the HBr, NaBr minus is combined with the sodium to acquire for the neutralization reaction basically. So Na positive and Br minus combines for the neutralization reaction, and the hydrogen is combined with this so that there is a formation of alcohol as a side product. And in this Br is removed and H is removed. So as this H and B are removed, so we are getting the more substituted alkene. So it depends, either we are getting the more substituted as either we are getting the less substituted alkene. For that specialization we studied in the elimination part basically. So we have alcohol and we have sodium bromide.